Are you a person that wants to live in a college town? If you are, we have the video for you. We are going to compare, right, Bloomington versus Louisville, both very college towns, U of L, IU, similar, not exact same sizes, but that feel, right?
Yep, same feel.
Basketball, football, all that college feel you normally get. We're going to compare the towns for family and students. So stay tuned. So we're going to do the battle here. We got Bart Hill, who actually lives in the Bloomington area. How long have you lived here?
Almost 20 years.
20 years. And you got me, who's in Southern Indiana, who's going to fight for Louisville. Here we go. So we're going to go through the different topics, compare, contrast. If you are a person that likes to be around a college, wants to live in a college town, we're going to let you know the differences between the two towns and with the colleges, how they impact them. Town overview. Let's talk about Bloomington.
Bloomington, population of about 85,000 people, and that can influx based off the college population for the year.
That's true.
And
it probably really has an emphasis on the town.
And so, during the school year, the town does feel a little bit more full. And in the summer months, when all the students leave, it is one of the best spots in Indiana, in my opinion.
And it's very pretty, right?
Yeah, it's very pretty. The campus is beautiful. You got all the parks and all the state forest and Lake Monroe, and so it's a great place to live.
And so the next place is Louisville, obviously a completely different environment. We have a metropolitan area, 650,000 people. So 80,000 compared to 650,000. You're probably going to not notice when the kids are out of school, are you, in Louisville?
Not in Louisville, no.
So one big difference is you are really talking about a college town environment, depending on, you're going to be living around Churchill Downs, those older homes downtown, more so if you want to be right by the college vibe. But I think that influxes into the Highlands and all that area just naturally in the Louisville area. So we got different sizes and small town versus metro.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cost of living.
Yeah. So Bloomington, it's probably one of the more higher cost of living, even in the state of Indiana. And I think if you look at it compared to Louisville, it's probably a little bit higher. But
yes,
it's all based off the supply and demand. And Bloomington is a pretty high demand area for people to live in.
Yeah, it's a very pretty area. The homes are beautiful. Just the diversity for the small town is really neat. So on the Louisville side, you are about 300,000 is the average here, right?
Yeah.
And we're not looking exactly, but gives a good feel. Louisville is 250,000. So, and I would feel like your rents may be similar, but a little less depending on where you're looking in Louisville.
Yeah,
the closer you get to campus, probably very similar.
Yeah, you can look at it, especially being a college student, probably $700 a month in rent. If you want a good medium-sized home for rent, you're looking at, for a family, maybe in the $1,500 to $1,800 range.
Yeah, and I would say that's probably similar in Louisville, unless you go east, and then you're going to get higher just because you're getting more to the non-college area of Louisville and where the families most likely live. So from a standpoint of cost of living, especially if you want to buy a home and live right near the campus, Bloomington is going to be more money.
Yeah, Bloomington is definitely going to cost a little bit more. Price per square foot, I would estimate it to be in the $200 per square foot the closer you get to campus. Now, that being said, Bloomington does have a larger footprint than just the main town. We do have a vast amount of people that come from the outskirts of Bloomington, so you can still get the inner town and inner city feel. And then also, if you want that country living, it's just right around the corner.
That is true. It doesn't take long to get outside, does it?
Nope.
Just sold a house today, and it was right outside on acreage, and so you felt like you're in the country. Okay, next, if you are going to be moving to these college towns, you need a job, most likely. So we're going to talk about employment in the economic areas and how they are maybe influenced by the colleges, but not. Start with Bloomington.
So Bloomington, a major employment for this town and city would be the Indiana University. We also have NSWC Crane, or Naval Surface Warfare Center. It's a Navy base. It's third largest in the United States here in central Indiana. And then with the new addition of our I-69, if you don't mind driving, Indianapolis is just a short 45 minutes.
That actually probably opened up a lot of people to live here.
For major metropolitan areas, 45 minutes on a train is unheard of on a regular basis.
Yeah, very true. So in Louisville, this is probably the biggest difference. You're going to have more job opportunities. It's going to be more diverse. You have U of L that's definitely supporting industry nearby and in Louisville, but that's not what it's all made up of. You got the airport right there, which you got FedEx, you got Amazon, you got a lot of that environment, plus just all of the diversity of manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, all that's going to be found in Louisville. So if you need more job opportunities to look for, it's probably going to be more for you there in Louisville, more so than here. But again, if you're willing to drive.
Yeah, if you're willing to drive. I mean, there are other things like Cook Medical and some other pharmaceutical companies that have a pretty large footprint. So we're not as close niche as people would tend to think. It's just all depending on what you're looking for.
So driving 45 minutes to Indianapolis, you could drive 45 minutes across town in Louisville. So if you look at it from a commuting standpoint, not the traffic, really just hopping on I-69, nobody on it. It really isn't that bad if you want to look at it from that perspective. If you want to live in Indianapolis or work in Indianapolis, here.
And we have almost zero blockage between us and the airport. And so it's about 40 minutes from the center of Bloomington to the middle of the airport.
Yeah, so there you go. So actually, U of L is very close to the airport in Louisville as well. So that's two positives. You got airports right by both of them. The next thing is recreation and outdoor activities. Everybody loves this, right? So talk about Bloomington.
So Bloomington has an amazing Parks and Rec department. I know they have several parks located throughout the city, from east side, north side, south side, west side. They all have different parks. They all bring a little bit of different sway to each one of them. I know I have kids that utilize those parks on a weekly basis. And to think about the state parks.
And I have a kid that uses the IU parks.
Yeah. And so we have the state forest and other parks, and like I said before, the lake is here. Boats you can rent, and all kinds of different opportunities for you to get your family out and get them active in the environment.
Very much so. I think the biggest difference probably between Bloomington and Louisville is I think everybody has a lot of parks, especially both of these towns, is you have the river sitting in Louisville. So you do have more of those outdoor activities that are river focused. If you like to get out on the river, that's canoeing, kayaking, just boating. The actual view because of some of the trails that run along the actual river. But I think in regards to actual parks and recreation, they all have lakes nearby. They all have the trails. They all have city parks in both cities that are very, very much catered to the people living there. So from that perspective, the only difference really is the river. The last thing we're going to talk about is culture and community. So Bloomington.
Yeah, so we have a vast, diverse area here in Bloomington based off of cultural, ethical restaurants and things like that.
And the art actually in theater is very big here.
Is very big here in Bloomington.
Yeah.
Big presence. We have a lot of cultural and ethnical, a bunch of different festivals like the Lotus Festival and things like that.
Yeah. I actually think Louisville and Bloomington probably pretty similar in allowing for the arts, the theater, the food. I mean, Louisville is a foodie town. Yeah. I think the biggest difference, you just have more.
Yes.
Because they have so many people and they have so many options. But if you really compare 80,000 to 650,000, they're doing pretty good for the food options that you get in this smaller town. But I think they're both equivalent in regards to having a lot of options for the diversity of food, the culture, the arts, the theater. They both have them. So you can't lose on either town here. So which city is for you? So he's gonna fight for Bloomington.
So my question is who do you want to work with? Do you want to work with Sarah or do you want to work in Bart?
That's true. If you want me or if you want him. No, either way, we're both great. Yeah. The good thing about us is we do serve all the areas. Yeah. So that's why we're doing this video, to make sure that you understand we can serve you in Bloomington, we can serve you in Louisville.
Yeah, if you want big town feel with small town accommodations, Bloomington is definitely the place for you.
I agree. If you want more of the city environment next to you, a little bit more options, you need more work diversity, you need lower cost of housing, Louisville might be just the standpoint. But definitely if you want that smaller town with the diversity and that charm, I think Bloomington wins there. So great towns, both of them. Can't say either one loses. It just really depends on what you are all about, what you're looking for living in what kind of town. So if you are looking, give either one of us a call. We love to do these videos, but as much as you know, we do sell real estate. Yes. We are local realtors. So until next time, see you then.
We open doors in realty. Key Associates. Key Associates.